This is probably the most unexpected beef of 2025. Now, 50 Cent just shocked the world by posting on his Instagram that Big Meech is a rat. 50 posted a picture of a rat with the caption, "I think I'm Big Meech." Now, 50 must hate Big Meech because that's not just the average rat, bro. That's a super rat. That tail long as hell, bro. So 50 Cent would also write the biggest mistake he ever made was not sustaining his relationship with Tammy. And we're going to explain who Tammy is later on in these videos. I'm actually explain exactly why 50 Cent thinks Big Meech is a rat, all right? Now, he also says that this Tammy lady has a docuseries coming out. 50 must have woke up on the wrong side of the bed because he didn't stop there. He doubled back with another post on Big Meech.
Hey, yo, man, I'm hearing already some people was pulling out of that concert. Yeah, on February 13th, that Big Meech was having. You heard? I know Little Baby ain't performing, right? Yeah, he said he ain't Gunna no more because Gunna a rat. I know he ain't performing that Big Meech. Yeah, 50 on the internet calling this nigga a rat. Talking about Tammy Cowan. This shit done grew some legs. Yeah, from when we was on the internet a few months ago talking about, yo, how Cuffy get indicted, how the Migo get indicted, and Meech ain't get indicted, blah, blah, blah. This shit done grew some legs since then. Yeah, because if Tammy then told 50 and... Yo, 50, let me narrate.
50 revealed that Big Meech is already making the same mistake that got him in a lot of trouble before he got locked up. Rolling with a huge entourage, rolling with people who don't know how to act, people who are going to ruin a lot of your relationships. So 50 is saying that not Big Meech, but people around Big Meech was out here gossiping about Lil Baby behind his back. Talking about how Lil Baby pulled up on him in a Ferrari but ain't break no bread and drop off no money for Big Meech. As if that's Lil Baby's job. As if Lil Baby owes Big Meech any funds. But that turned Baby all the way off. So now Baby ain't really doing a concert, you know, with Big Meech and Rick Ross and that whole little Big Meech Return Back concert. Lil Baby ain't doing it no more. They're burning relationships already and Big Meech just got out. But a lot of people is wondering, why is 50 Cent calling Big Meech a rat when 50 Cent and Big Meech has been cool for the latter part of a decade? 50 Cent and Big Meech began their working relationship when 50 Cent executive produced the BMF series and casted Big Meech's son in the series and put a lot of money in the hands of that particular family. 50 Cent casted Big Meech nappy-headed son to play the leading role as Big Meech in the series, even though the network didn't want to cast Big Meech's son. They was like, bruh, give us a more experienced actor. 50 Cent stuck his neck out and got him to play Big Meech in the series, which went on to make the son millions of dollars. Is Big Meech's life story, so he made millions of dollars. Big Meech and 50 Cent broke bread in the figures of tens of millions of dollars. Listen, bro, I don't care if we got the most issues. I don't care if we don't ever got to see each other, bro. If you make me tens of millions of dollars, bro, you got my loyalty for life, homie. We solid, bro. I ain't never gonna do nothing to ever betray you. So to see 50 Cent and Big Meech currently at this stage in their relationship is shocking to say the least. Their friction is a new development though, because when Big Meech came home and was in the halfway house, 50 Cent pulled up on Big Meech. They took a photo op for Instagram. They were cool. And this was only a few months ago. So what exactly changed from a few months ago to now where they're currently at odds and beefing? 50 Cent is a simple man, yo, and that could be a good thing or a bad thing, but he's simple and he's easy to understand. He lived by certain principles, and if you violate those principles, you guys are arch nemesis now. So the same reason why 50 Cent is beefing with Big Meech currently is the same reason why 50 Cent is beefing with Big Meech's brother, Southwest T. You see, when Southwest T came home from prison, Southwest T went on Instagram and took a picture and a video and even wore the shirt of 50 Cent's arch nemesis, who's currently in jail, Supreme, his son, right, Supreme Jr., and Southwest T took a picture for Instagram. 50 Cent didn't like it because he put a lot of money in that family's pockets. He thought him and Southwest T and the family was really cool. So for you to take a picture with the junior of a man who tried to kill 50 Cent, 50 took that really personally and expressed it.
You got the front, yeah. I do the back.
Yeah, I had to throw that on there, man.
Yeah,
and listen, this moment right here is monumental for me, man. I drove 9 hours to come pull up on y'all.
Nah, man, no shit.
9 hours, yo.
Man, listen,
you feel me?
9 hours, man. Listen,
yo.
listen. It's in your blood, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all chose to wear life and stood on it. One thing I respect Cuffy. You know what I'm saying? I always respect him. It's in your blood, bro.
I appreciate that.
He's an honorable man, man. And I know Chris don't speak highly of him.
Yeah.
I used to just sing. I never had the pleasure, but I used to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
50 would post this video with a caption and he would say, hey, I know T feel like he is not making the money Lil Meech BMF is, Big Meech's son, but I thought they would all be happy for him. It's not like I didn't help your family make millions. Cool, when stars start suggesting the wrong moves, I'm simply going to sit and watch. Don't worry, you will be off the air in no time. 50 thought this was a Southwest T thing, that T was going out of his way to mess with his ops and he was being disloyal to the family. Not knowing the entire family is moving like this, right? They don't care about who 50 Cent is beefing with. They not picking sides. They not choosing 50 over whoever 50 enemies are. They're messing with everybody. Because when Big Meech came home, the first person that Big Meech linked up with, now here's the thing, right? This person isn't a bigger nemesis to 50 than Supreme is, because we know how that story goes. But this is probably the second closest thing to Supreme, right? Rick Ross. So when Big Meech linked up with Rick Ross, a lot of us, like, we could already see the writing on the wall for Big Meech and 50 Cent's relationship. You can even see the picture where Big Meech is with Rick Ross. He's smiling, teeth is showing. There's a clear difference between him and 50 Cent where he's not smiling, he's hella serious. So it looks like Big Meech may be closer with Rick Ross than 50 Cent, who knows? But 50 Cent now sees Big Meech as an adversary, as a nemesis, because Big Meech is now linked up with Rick Ross, who is his nemesis. So because 50 Cent feel betrayed by Big Meech and his family, 50 Cent is now waging war on Big Meech by declaring that he's a rat and trying to spread that rumor. Now, 50 Cent brought up the Tammy lady, and he brought up a decade rumor that Big Meech is a snitch. So let's take a deep dive into those snitching rumors so I can really break down to you where they came from, who's alleging Big Meech snitch, who they said he snitched on, and give you guys all the details. Now, this is part 2. So if you already heard me speak on these rumors before, if you already heard me break down the snitching rumors of Big Meech, you can just skip this part 2 and go to part 3 to hear me give my opinion on the situation. But not everybody is happy about Big Meech coming home. A kingpin from St. Louis called Cuffy, who was a part of the BMF St. Louis division, he was sentenced to 27 years in prison for racketeering, trafficking, and other charges. Well, him and his family are now being really public about them believing and thinking and stating for a fact that Big Meech told on him. And Big Meech is the reason why he's been sentenced to 27 years in prison. So they don't believe that Big Meech should be celebrated. As a matter of fact, they believe that Big Meech should be condemned as a rat when he comes home.
I'm Tamara Gatling. I'm making this recording in regards to my dad. He's Dion Gatling. Most people know him as Cuffy. But I wanted to make this recording so I can shed light on some facts. My dad was set up by one of his best friends, which is Demetrius Flannery, also known as Big Meech. My dad and Meech have been friends for 30 years plus. I've known Meech my whole life. I look at him like an uncle. Like, this situation has been completely devastating on so many different levels, and there's still so many questions that aren't answered. At this point, I can only shed light on what I know for sure to be facts, and hopefully one day I will have the complete truth. But in 2011, around that time, Meech reached out to my dad in regards to creating a BMF movie. So Meech hooked my dad up with a woman named Tammy Cohen's. At the time, Tammy was Meech's power of attorney. Also, she owned the life rights. So my dad was working with Meech, Tammy, T, basically trying to work on a movie deal. So
Tammy at the time was doing everything for Big Meech. Power of attorney, person who handled the businesses, manager, everything. So when Gatling got introduced to Tammy, when Cuffy got introduced to Tammy, Cuffy didn't think nothing of it. She's this little white girl, who's hot, who Big Meech is probably smashing on the side, but, she handling business for Meech. Okay, we gonna work. So then Tammy and Cuffy began to work closely, and Tammy got into Cuffy's business, started learning a lot about the dealings of St. Louis BMF, that division, what was going on, what packs were being moved. Tammy pretty much got a lot of insight into everything because Meech and Tammy was cool, so Cuffy trusted Tammy. Now, eventually, while they were working on this script, the script got done. It was time to sell the movie to a huge network. Right when it was time to sell the movie, get the deal finalized, Cuffy got arrested over a drug deal gone wrong.
Finally arrested my dad and we received the discovery. He knew exactly who CS1 was, and he told me and my mom that it was Tammy Cohen's. At that time, we really did not want to believe. We wanted to give Meech the benefit of the doubt. It was really, really hard to believe that Meech would set my dad up. It was almost unbelievable. So we were able to reach out, get a message to Meech, and basically let him know that Tammy was an informant. We later received a message from him saying that it had to be a misunderstanding. Just call her, she'll straighten this out, so on, so on. And at this time, my dad was like, I'm not dumb. I'm not about to call an informant.
The reason why Cuffy was so confident that Tammy, the woman that Big Meech told him to start working with, the reason why he was so confident that she was an informant, because the paperwork laid it all out for him. Here's what the paperwork says, and here's what convinced Cuffy that Tammy was an informant all this time. I'll break the paperwork down for you guys in layman terms before we really read the actual transcript. The feds believed that Cuffy was working for BMF and had the St. Louis BMF division on lock. Now, the feds really wanted Cuffy because Cuffy was involved in murders and all type of nonsense, bro. The feds wanted Cuffy, and they wanted him badly. So what they did was, because Cuffy had close ties to BMF and was running the St. Louis BMF, they just tied it all in together. Now, Cuffy believed that because the feds wanted him badly, the feds offered Big Meech some time off, a sentence reduction that he wasn't qualified for, but automatically became qualified after Cuffy was arrested. So Cuffy believes the feds offered Big Meech that, as well as Big Meech was incentivized to get him arrested so he wouldn't have to cut him in on the Stars deal that was going through with 50 Cent for the BMF movie. So the paperwork reads, Cuffy was a member of St. Louis BMF and was an associate of Big Meech, had substantial ties to multiple BMF members, had been indicted in the Eastern District of Missouri on drug trafficking charges, and was sentenced at one point to 120 months incarceration for drug trafficking. The affidavit asserted that based on information from CS1, which is a confidential informant, and an independent investigation by DEA, St. Louis agents, Suarez owned and operated a trucking company in California and had been investigated and arrested without conviction for a suspected drug trafficking in 2005 and 2009. In addition, investigation by DEA St. Louis agent reveals 2 large quantity drug seizures from a truck operated by Suarez Trucking Company. So the feds are saying, yo, this person came to us with information that Big Meech, well, not Big Meech, but Cuffy was working with this guy who owned a trucking company called Fidel Suarez. He's already been convicted for trafficking huge drugs. So you guys have all knowledge to look into Suarez guy, because I'm telling you guys, he was already arrested for trafficking huge drugs at some point, and he's working with Cuffy. So the CS1, which Cuffy believes is Tammy, would only have this information because Tammy knew everything about everybody in regards to BMF because she had really close ties to Big Meech. But it gets even scarier, right? It gets really scarier. So the affidavit attested that based on information that CS1, which they believe is Tammy, provided to DEA Atlanta agents, Big Meech and Suarez became associated while both were incarcerated and for monetary gain. Big Meech arranged through Tammy for Suarez to provide cocaine in multiple kilogram quantities to Cuffy. Now, they believe, from Cuffy perspective, he believes that Big Meech and Tammy purposely provided the plug with Suarez because their plan was to set him up and catch him red-handed and, pretty much lead him into the feds' hands. So Tammy, according to Cuffy now, set up the play. Big Meech told Tammy, hey, yo, connect Suarez and Cuffy. Suarez had the pounds. Cuffy knew how to trap. Connect them two. After Tammy connected them two now, and the distribution started, Cuffy now believes that Tammy then started telling the feds everything they needed to know about where the routes were, when the routes were like being picked up, Cuffy's involvement with these routes, and that's how Cuffy was caught. Now, Cuffy believes that Big Meech did this on purpose to cheat him out of his percentages for the BMF movie that they were selling to 50 Cent and Stars, as well as to get a sentence reduction because the feds wanted Cuffy really badly. Here is Cuffy himself explaining what took place.
What Meech and Tammy did is called it because you're not in the system. Thank God you're not. I hate to see brothers in this system. But brothers who are familiar with this system, this is a nasty, nasty system. What Meech and Tammy did was called a third-party cooperation. What happened was...
This call is from a federal prison.
Originally, I was put with Tammy. I paid for the script. I paid $250,000. That's my script. What happened was, homie, I wasn't even the original target. They wanted to get a little Mexican. He's actually a cartel member out of L.A. named Suarez. You'll see his name in the paperwork, Fidel Suarez. He was their initial target. You feel me?
Right.
He was their initial target. But with me calling in while they were trying to set up Fidel Suarez, she clicked over and told the Fed, or the agents who was listening to her and Suarez, hold on, this is Cuff. And when they heard the name Cuff, they went fucking crazy. And that's when her and Meech turned the scheme toward me. You feel me? So what it did was, that this is what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to give Meech a time cut for her cooperation and set me up. But also, it kills two birds with one stone. It puts me in jail, and now they don't have to split any of the revenue with me. My buddy and my partner along with me his name is Louis Burrell. That's MC Hammer's big brother.
That's who Tammy was coming out here to see.
He would say that he first started getting some inkling that Tammy and Big Meech were up to no good because the first deal came in from, I believe, Stars or some company or some network where he would get 20% and his partner would also get 20%. And then Big Meech and them would also get their percentage. So Big Meech will get 60%, and then Cuffy will get 20%, and then Nate Burrell will also get 20%. And Nate Burrell is, I believe Nate Burrell is MC Hammer's big brother, who was also working with Cuffy. So when the first deal came in, Tammy was the one who was negotiating everything. She turned it down. And they're like, what? The deal is perfect. It's for M's. We getting paid. Me's getting paid. Why y'all turning this down? According to Cuffy, they turned it down because, they had planned all along to stall this out until the feds pick up Cuffy. So now they can just cut ties with Cuffy completely and run off with the script and the money.
That's why Tammy would turn down that deal with me and Louis Burrell getting 20% of that budget. You understand what I'm saying? For a finder's fee. So what ended up happening was we didn't know that they had other plans and that she was sleeping with the feds and that that they would put me off in prison and run away with my script and don't have to give me anything. So it was supposed to give Meech a time cut and knock me out of my percentage, me and Louis Burrell out of our percentage for the finder's fee with Lionsgate's film. Well, Lionsgate, when Louis went, so they backdoored us. Lionsgate shot it down when Louis Burrell wasn't no longer a part of it. You feel me?
Right.
So Tammy's whole thing fell apart. Meech couldn't get a time cut because they found out Tammy has no credibility. Because when you can't have a relationship with a federal agent, now you have no credibility. So they thing blew up. They thing fell all the way apart and blew up. That's why Meech didn't get a time.
This is very bad for Big Meech. Not because of what Cuffy is saying or Blue Da Vinci is saying. See, 50 Cent didn't say you are a rat because Cuffy said you are a rat, or you are a rat because Blue Da Vinci said you are a rat, because Blue Da Vinci and Cuffy was putting 1 and 2 together and trying to get 3. They were just guessing. Yo, this is suspicious. He had to rat on me because nobody else could have ratted on me. The only people who knows for certain whether or not Big Meech and Tammy conspired to tell on Cuffy and Amigo, well, it's Tammy and Big Meech. So if 50 is now saying that Tammy and Big Meech are no longer seeing eye to eye, and Tammy got a document coming out, or a docuseries, or a documentary coming out to expose Big Meech, this is bad. And the worst part about all of this is Big Meech could still be innocent. Tammy could just be somebody who is very angry. She feels slighted that Big Meech got out of jail and went right back to his family, bruh. Right? Big Meech, when he was in jail, he needed the side chick and the scallywag to hold him down. As soon as, like he got out, he went right back to his family and left the scallywag on the curb. So now the scallywag is coming back for revenge. So even if she's coming back for revenge and she's not telling the truth, nobody is going to believe Big Meech when he says it's not true. Right? Because these rumors have existed for 10 years. If that woman comes out and says, yeah, Cuffy was right, when it comes to conspiracies, yo, and this is why conspiracies is so powerful. When it comes to conspiracies, it doesn't even matter if it's true or not. It doesn't. The conspiracy doesn't matter if it's true or not. If you are somebody who can reinforce whatever stigma or narrative or agenda that person already has in their mind, it doesn't matter if you're telling the truth or not. You're just reinforcing what they already think, so they're going to believe it. If Tammy comes out and tells Cuffy and Blue Da Vinci, oh yeah, Big Meech told on you. Oh yeah, Big Meech used me to conspire against you. Well, she's only reinforcing what Cuffy already thinks. So now you have Cuffy saying you ratted, Blue Da Vinci saying you ratted, and Tammy saying you ratted, and they're saying that Tammy conspired with you. So if Tammy says, yeah, Big Meech used me to tell on you, we got the victim of the telling. We got the person who told, and we know that you're the one who put the quote-unquote rat in communication with Cuffy. Oh, nah, it's gonna be bad, bruh. It's gonna be bad for Big Meech. And the one thing we know, bruh, ain't no love out here in these streets, homie. Right? Big Meech right now is getting a welcome back tour. You got all the rappers pulling up trying to get next to you. But that's all for the look and the clout. They only want to be next to you, not because they love you, bro. Because you got the attention and the clout right now, bro. If you get that rat put on your name, bro, if you get that rat attached to you, bro, these rappers ain't pulling up no more, man. These rappers ain't trying to take pictures no more, bro. These rappers ain't trying to kick it with you no more, bro. So this is going to be interesting, man. I want to see how this plays out. Y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think? How do you guys feel like it's going to play out? Y'all think Big Meech told? Y'all think 50 Cent is just doing this to get back at Big Meech, but Big Meech ain't tell? That's also one of the arguments that I believe is sort of really compelling. 50 Cent has been around Big Meech for the latter part of a decade. These rumors have existed while 50 Cent and Big Meech was working and making millions of dollars together. So if 50 Cent ignored these rumors while him and Big Meech was working together, then you coming out now to do what? Like, right? And 50 Cent don't really seem like a dude who would ignore snitching rumors for business. Right? He don't seem like a dude who will work with a rat or somebody who he thinks is a rat just for the business. He don't need it, right? 50 Cent got $100 million, right? A couple extra 5 or 10 million isn't going to move the needle for him. So, and this is, I guess, the best argument for Big Meech not being a rat. Because if 50 Cent thought he was a rat for all these years, 50 Cent wouldn't work with him. Now that you and Big Meech fell out, now you got rat accusations. It's kind of crazy. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, man? And if you're still watching, man, click on this video somewhere on my screen to find out how this racist no jumper guest just ruined her entire career after her racist rant went viral. Click on this video here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.